2025. Here we come. Woo!
Hey, everybody, this is Gene, and this is episode 148 of Disney with the Ducks. And we're going to talk about all the great things happening in the new year with Disney. I am joined by my friend Jody.
Hi, friends.
And my other frenemy, I don't know, Lonnie.
Hey, everybody.
For this episode, we decided we wanted to bring the SWAT team, the best of the best, the elite Ducks. So it's just the three of us. We're going to bring it to you, and we're going to bring it to you better than probably you can ever imagine it being brought to you before. So I want to remind you before we get started, please give us those 5-star reviews. And if you have any feedback, we'd love to hear it. If it's not terribly positive, as always, you can send that to Lonnie. You know that. And we're going to go ahead and get started like we normally do with a little question with going into the new year. One of the things in my line of business that people would do in the beginning of the year is get a new calendar, and my wife does that every year, gets a new calendar. And so Jody had the great idea to ask, do you use paper or do you use maybe an electronic calendar? And I'm curious, you guys, what do you do? Jody, I know what Lonnie's answer is going to be. Jody, tell me, you talk to us. Tell us about your calendaring.
My day-to-day life calendar is electronic. It is, I'm a Microsoft Outlook user. Everything is in there. Mm-hmm. God forbid if that calendar goes down, because I won't know what to do with myself. However, on my desk does reside a little tiny desk calendar with the dates in it. And I have to say, because I do marketing, I'm a marketing consultant, my day-to-day job. And there's lots of times I have to plan out like email campaigns or marketing campaigns for the month. And so I often grab the little tiny desk calendar to like count out days or to look kind of like see, oh, well, Thursday this year, the 23rd. So, I do tend to look at both of them. And I do have the big calendar still in the kitchen, hanging on the refrigerator with the cute pictures and stuff on it. So as much as my day-to-day life is on an electronic calendar, I do like having the paper ones around.
Yeah. What about you, Lonnie? Tell us about your calendaring habits.
Well, it's funny you mention that, but I actually have two calendars. So I do have a paper one. That's what you're going to laugh at. Keep that one with me all the time. But I also...
you have it like in a Franklin planner or something?
You know what? It's a Levenger. It's right here, actually. I need it. It's on my desk. So as you can see, this is what I keep it on. And the reason why is because I can have I'm looking at the month, and when I'm going to be traveling, I just scratch through that whole month with a different color, right? So the dates I can tell when I'm going to be traveling, where I'm going to be traveling. I can look at one big glance and see it. But we also have a family calendar that we share on our iCloud account for Apple, whereby it's a family calendar, so we can all track, and we'll just put something in, and then the other person will know where we are at all times, right? So even we know where my daughter's coming in, because she travels a lot. We'll know when my wife has appointments and I have appointments, so we can kind of keep our calendars organized that way, so we can, always keep an eye on what the other person is doing and going.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I also use an electronic calendar. I use Microsoft Outlook, and I've got 3 devices that it goes across, so I'm not worried about losing one of them. And it's great because I can update either my iPad or my phone or my desktop calendar, and it updates all of them. And so that's what I use for work. I don't often use a paper calendar, even to look at dates. I'll pull up a month at a time or something or even if I'm just counting days, I'll just click on the date on the right-hand side of my desktop, my laptop. My wife uses a paper calendar though. And we have a family, like a whiteboard calendar that at the beginning of the month, my wife will sit down and put all her, her work schedule and things like that. And any of my daughters or my sons, special things they've got going on. And then I try to put my travel on there so they can see. They don't keep up though. They don't care. I'll update it and I say, well, so what are you doing? I'm like, look, just look. And I point to it. I like the idea of a family electronic calendar because electronic calendar is easier for me. I know people that have used like the Cozy app. I think it's Cozy. I think that's what it's called, and things like that. But with family members who don't really do electronic stuff like that, that's difficult. I also like the idea of the Skylight, I think, calendar I've seen on the internet, which is your Outlook or whatever feeds into it, and you can see everybody's stuff displayed electronically, like on a screen. I like that idea. I saw it at Sam's the other day too, and it's probably more than I want to spend, and especially more than I want to spend for people who would never use it. So, yeah, there's that. But yeah, so we're sort of in my family half in the modern age and half in the 80s. So thanks everybody for sharing that. You guys are being really quiet today, and that's not going to work for this show. I'm going to need you.
Just listening to you talking, and you want us to cut you off?
No, I want you to comment. I don't want to have to fill.
Oh, okay. Yay, Gene.
Fragment silence.
Yeah, yay, you did a calendar.
God, you wonder why people don't like you. You wonder. Jeez.
I know. I know why. I don't wonder. I know why.
I'm going to buy you
a
new calendar for the new year and make you scribble down notes in it. I'm going to make you write 100 times. I like my friend Jean. I like my friend Lonnie. I like my friend Jean. I like my friend Lonnie. You're going to make you both do it until you believe it.
Okay.
Yeah.
This isn't working. This is why
I don't know if that's going to work.
Okay.
So anyway, oh boy, as John would say. Anyway, we are going to move on, and we're going to talk about what all the great things going on with Disney in 2025. And so with that being said, Jody, do you want to start us off and talk about a little bit about what we've got coming up in the new year?
So we're going to spend a little bit of time talking about the 3 different places. We're going to talk about Disney World, Disneyland, and Disney Cruise Line, and all the exciting things happening. And if we've missed anything, let us know, because maybe there's things that I forgot or didn't find in my research. So we're not going to cover international parks because, I'm sure they've got stuff going on, but I don't know. So we are going to kick off with Epcot, I do believe. Jean, do you want to start us off? Are you ready?
I mean, I was born ready. I think you know
Okay.
that.
Why don't you tell us all the news at Epcot in 2025?
Yeah, so January 17th through the 24th is Festival of the Arts, and not a new festival, but Communication Hall this year. Guests can experience the magic of Broadway, both on and off the stage, in a walkthrough exhibit. That sounds a lot of fun, celebrating 3 decades of Disney on Broadway. You jump in with any comments, what your thoughts are about that. But what do you think about that?
I think it's kind of cool. I mean, I have always liked the Disney Broadway shows, and I think if they bring some of that to the park, and maybe you could see some of the costumes, or I don't know. I think why not? Why not bring that in and let people look at it? I think it's kind of fun.
So I haven't seen any of those Broadway shows. They're things that I've wanted to see, but they're going to have costumes and props from the musicals, and you'll be able to see kind of behind the scenes for things like The Lion King and Aladdin, those animated shows that were reimagined for the stage, and that sounds really good. Even though I haven't experienced those plays, those shows, it's something that I want to experience, and I think being able to see that back, behind the scenes would be really good.
Yeah, I'm excited that they're going to finally start to use Communicore Hall. They built it and had, when they first mentioned it, a couple of years back, you saw the excitement on what it could be, and yet when it opened, we didn't have that, right? It was kind of just open space. So now they're starting to put stuff in there, living up to what it is and what it's supposed to be. And who doesn't like Festival of the Arts, right? I mean, that's probably one of the favorite festivals. Of course, there's always a festival at Epcot, but this one kind of starts off the festival season, right? So it's a shorter festival, a lot of great things. To your point, Gene, in regards to being able to go and see some of the props from The Lion King, and then having them perform, some of the actors, the true actors that are on Broadway, perform little snippets there. I think that's fantastic. So I'm looking forward to it, really. But I'm more looking forward to how it's going to continue to evolve in that area to make it even better.
Yeah. I think they've got a lot of ideas that they can do there.
Mm-hmm.
What else is coming to Epcot, Gene?
The Spaceship Earth Lounge at Epcot is opening in late spring of this year, and that'll be fun, right?
Yeah, lounges are fun. I don't know much.
Drink, relax a little bit. I don't know much about it either. If it's hot, probably if it's a lounge, it's probably inside. It's probably gonna be cool. So I like all of those things.
Yeah, should be nice.
And that's another one that you kind of look at and you see. That's the prime location for Epcot, right? You're at the front of the park. You're right by Spaceship Earth. If you walk in there, you have an opportunity to do it right. There's that whole little section that you can see the back. So interested to see what kind of things they bring unique there that they don't have around. Epcot is the festival capital. We talked about that, and as well as going around the different countries and sampling the foods and things of that nature from those countries and the drinks. This lounge, maybe you can bring maybe a future approach to it, not like Space 220, but something a little different. So I'm interested to see what the menu would look like, and then just have somewhere like you say, Jen, you can go in. It's cool. It's not too bad. You're at the front of the park. And maybe if they have a tie-in where you can kind of like come up the back and go to the side and go into Spaceship Earth. I don't know. I would love to see that as well. But I think it's time Spaceship Earth gets some love, right? And we got to thank the theologians for that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Speaking of love, there's the final piece in Epcot getting some love, right, Gene?
Yep. So the reimagining and opening of Test Track. So Test Track's been around for a while, and I think there's been a couple iterations of it. Correct? Yeah. I'm an expert. I know this. It's just so another evolution of that. And so it's always good whenever things are. You have a classic that's there, but it's going to have an update. That's a good thing.
Everything needs a new, fresh coat of paint every once in a while.
Sometimes, yeah.
Every now and then you got to just throw it up and do some stuff with it, right? I mean, so Epcot got a lot of stuff happening. But if you don't mind, we're going to dip out of Epcot and dip to Animal Kingdom because this is bittersweet. But I'm going to share it anyway, right? So as you all know, we saw it at D23. They're going to start a phase closure of Dino Land.
I know. We need a moment.
All right. So they're going to start a phase closing of Dino Land starting January 12th. Now, the good part of this is they're keeping dinosaur around for a while. That's good, right? So we're going to rope drop that when we go to Animal Kingdom on our Animal Kingdom Day for Dopey. Feel free to come with us, guys. We may chain ourselves to the ride, stop them from closing it. I don't know, but the first phase, we're going to see the permanent closure of several attractions in that area. Triceratops Spin. I always have a hard time with that one. They can close that one. I don't have a problem with that. So a little fun games place over there, the Chester and Hester Dinosaur Treasure Place. You can close that.
You don't care about that. You don't care about that.
The Boneyard. Yeah, okay. I mean, the kids running around there. I mean, the best thing about the Boneyard is the turkey leg hut right across the street. I'm just saying. But for now, we're going to keep dinosaur around for a little bit longer, and I'm happy with that. So we know what's becoming. We know we're trying to make Animal Kingdom for a long time, they say it's a half-day park. Jody, what do you think about some of these things, them reimagining to, what is it called, Americas, or, where it's going to have Encanto there in the area? So what do you think about that?
I mean, I'm hopeful. Encanto is not my favorite movie, but I think if they imagine it correctly, I'm thinking it's going to be pretty neat. I mean, I think Animal Kingdom, instead of taking away Dino Land, I think they should have added a whole another section for the America Park. I don't think they should have gotten rid of Dino Land, but I wasn't in charge. So, but I'm excited. Anytime there's something new, it's something to look forward to. I don't know when we're actually going to get it, but
we'll get it in 2032. But here's the thing: they're gonna change when it really happens and it starts. Change Dinosaur over to Indiana Jones. I prefer Dinosaur, but I do like Indiana Jones as well. We rode that in California. But to your point, I think the thing about it is taking stuff away and reimagining. Now that area is one that's, it's kind of like a fun game, carnival kind of spot. I always thought they could do something better with that. Of course, you run by it when you're doing the races. That's pretty cool. Could have added something else? Yeah, because that area they could have just put a little bit more love into it and then added the Americas to the back of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of just changing out altogether. Because as dinosaur fans, what are we going to get? What are we going to get? Indiana Jones, right? So I do like Indiana Jones. I don't know if they're going to do it just like California.
I really hope they don't. I don't like the copy paste of the two sides of the country. I don't need everything to mirror each other. I like some uniqueness. So I'm hoping it's not the exact same. I hope they do something a little different, but we'll see.
You don't hope they take like Ratatouille / Mickey's Runaway, whatever, and / Rise of the Resistance, and just put a new stuff around it, and it just breaks down all the time. That's not what you want.
Well, I mean, I know that's your dream, Gene, but I'm not here to make anyone cry over their own dreams and wishes. So.
I'll tell you what I'm really looking forward to is going to Disney World in January, and Lonnie's wife and daughter be with him, and so I don't have to ride a dinosaur. I can go, do something else. I won't be peer pressured into it.
Well, okay, so my wife's not coming in till that Friday, so we're gonna go to there on Wednesday. So you're gonna have to ride it because she's not gonna be there. So buckle up.
I'm not gonna be there. I won't be there that day. I won't be there Wednesday.
You know what? People wonder why.
How are you going to get your bib if you're not going to be there Wednesday?
I'm going to be there Wednesday. I'm not going to be in a park Wednesday. I'm arriving.
See, people wonder why. I feel
it's not planned or anything.
Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of things that are planned, Magic Kingdom is going to have something big, new, and exciting planned. And this I am super excited about. So Disney Starlight Dream the Night Away is the brand new nighttime light up parade at Magic Kingdom, which is going to start in the summertime. I loved the old nighttime parade that they had at Magic Kingdom. And I think they need something like this again. I have fond memories as a kid watching the nighttime parade in Magic Kingdom. I'm not even sure if my kids remember the nighttime parade that they used to have. So I'm excited that we're getting a new one. I'm excited to see what's it all there. I won't be there over the summer, so I'm not sure when I'll get a chance to see it. But I'm glad. I think Magic Kingdom needs that. So what do you guys think about adding a nighttime parade?
Okay, so I take it as, remember back in the day when they had Paint the Night that used to go through Disney, and then they took that away. They brought it back to California. I don't know. It was a moving place. I don't know what they're doing with it, but I remember that parade being fantastic. So anytime there's a new parade that they can do something like that, I'm all for it. Right? Keeps people in the park a little longer. Let's tie it in with some fireworks at the back. So yeah, bring it. And and Magic Kingdom is going to be one of those places. I mean, okay, we had Tiana's Bayou opens up now, right? And now they're going to start to build out to the back to do another piece of the land and all that kind of stuff. Then we have Radiator Springs that's going in as well. Of course, they won't be finished next year, but you will start to see some of those attractions and some of those promises from D23 kind of manifest as they start to build on those areas. So I think Magic Kingdom is one of those places that it's going to be crazy for a while.
It is.
With all the construction, with all that. So, sometimes you have to go back to basics to take people back from all that stuff that they're going to have, all the scrim out there and all the covering that's trying to keep people away from certain places to keep them more in line where the parade will be. Hey, that might be the thing to do.
Well, but I don't know. Talking about keeping people in line, this is something that may get people out of line. The new Pirates of the Caribbean Tavern is coming to Magic Kingdom. And this got a lot of people up in arms because this is a lounge in Magic Kingdom. And, that's always been frowned upon. But I've always said, what's the difference? You can get a adult beverage at, Be Our Guest or Jungle Skipper Canteen or any of those other places. So it's not like you're going to get a beer and be walking through Cinderella's Royal, through Cinderella's castle. That's not what this is going to be. I think it's going to be if you go to the tavern, the new lounge, you have a beverage there, and you can't leave with it. That's my way that I think that they're going to handle this. But I think it's kind of cool that they're going to have a lounge in Magic Kingdom. I mean, not everyone feels this way. I get it, but again, I think place to cool down and chill out for a little bit. Why not?
Okay, so we usually are, for the most part, very positive on this podcast. We like it that way. I'm gonna get on the soapbox for a second, okay? Disney fans, and I'm not talking about us on here. I'm not talking about any of the Duck listeners, our 3 fans that we have that actually do listen. They are. You can't make them happy because you take away something old or you try to do something new. They're like, oh, Walt rolled over in his grave. Walt wouldn't like this. Well, Walt always said the park would never be finished. It'll always be changing, right? And everybody's talking about the other park around town that's down around the corner, and they're building all this new stuff. But they Disney fans want to keep the old stuff, but they want new stuff. But they don't want the new stuff to interfere with the old stuff because don't touch my old stuff. But I'm gonna go on over there to Universal to get the new stuff. So I don't know how to make people happy. I am one, and I think in the midst of all of that, that's why Disney really kind of appears to don't pay attention because they finally kind of got it. We can't make people happy. Like you, Joey, I am looking forward to that lounge because can you imagine? We see, some of the images that came off of the Treasure, how they did the Haunted Mansion lounge and how interactive it is and how it looks. Can you imagine that this lounge, they made it and put the same amount of effort from Imagineers in there when you can walk in and we have, say, pirates walking around, interacting with the guests, and you're doing this and that. And it don't have to be alcohol. It could just be you going there for a nice, good time, and they're talking, pirate songs and dancing and cracking people up and all that kind of good stuff. I think that's a great thing.
Let me tell you, Tim is never going to leave this lounge. He loves the pirates. Once he gets in there, I'm never going to get him out. So this is going to be his new permanent spot in Magic Kingdom. I think maybe it may be like Oga's where they have a time limit where you're allowed in there. Because I think it's going to be that popular. I could be wildly wrong on this, but I don't know. I think I did not see a date for this one. So anyone see a date for this one?
Yeah. No, they said coming. But I tell you, you're right. They may have to, but look, I'm going to grab my bandana from Disney Cruise Line from Pirate Night. I'm going to throw that bad boy on and I'm going in there and I'm going to hang out because I'm telling you, you need more things like that. You really do.
Well, and I think you need a break in the Magic Kingdom from all of it. It's just, it can be a lot. So anyway, those are the 2 updates I have for Magic Kingdom. So, all right, Gene, you want to?
I just have a question. Do you think there'll be grog in there?
Maybe. I mean,
yo ho ho, bottle of rum and such.
Yeah.
You're definitely gonna be able to get some rum in there.
I would,
and you may have Red in there running around. She might be in there.
I was wondering about that.
Who knows?
Okay, who knows?
Captain Jack. Okay. Can you imagine that opening if they kiss Jack Sparrow's ring and he pops up to walk around there and be playing with everybody and doing stuff and the dogs.
I would need subtitles up the entire time because I cannot watch that movie without subtitles because I haven't the slightest clue what he's saying the whole time. I'm like, what? It sounds like
Savvy. Yeah, I know.
Anyway.
Sure. Speaking of that, you realize I'll watch those movies and it's the craziest thing. Every time I'm on a Disney ship, it's the craziest thing. I don't know why, but and Jody knows you can select it, all the movies you want to watch, but I always watch the pirate movies on a Disney ship. I don't know why. It's something about it. It's a tradition. When you ask me, Lonnie, what's the tradition on the Disney ship? Well, that night, sometimes through the night, I'm gonna throw on the pirate movie. I'm gonna watch it, and that's just how it is.
All right, you wanna take us home, Gene, and tell us the final thing happening over in the Walt Disney World area at Hollywood Studios?
Yep. The brand new villain show. It's going to be at it's replacing the Lightning McQueen Racing Academy. Again, I just don't understand why we've got such great ideas, why they haven't taken any of our ideas. Especially, hello there, the Kenobi story, but whatever. I'm sure that that this villain show, I'm sure it'll be good. It sounds like it would be. Villains are always super popular, and this makes a lot of sense. And again, it goes back to it's still going to be a show. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a popular, a popular subject. I think it's a good thing. What are your thoughts,
Okay.
guys?
Hot take from Jody.
Okay.
I secretly kind of hope this fails because I
Yeah.
want that whole area to become Muppet Land. So
Okay. Yeah, that makes
because we're
sense.
moving the Muppets over to Rock and Roller Coaster, and this is right behind Rock and Roller Coaster, it's okay. It can hang out there. Oops, sorry. It can hang out there
Yeah.
while while the Muppets are making their move. But once the Muppets move over there, I I want the villains because they're getting their whole land over at Magic Kingdom. Let them have their land over there, right? And I love the villains, but I kind of want that whole area to become Muppety.
Yeah.
Muppety. Hey, look, I love the Muppets. I can't wait to see Animal in some kind of way on that roller coaster. I mean, I'm going to take a picture. Probably, I'm going to bring a little animal in there and hold him up as we're taking off. I think you're right. I think this show is going to only last until Villain Land is done. And I think once it's done, they're going to kind of do something to take it from there over there. And then who knows where they're going to put in that area. But I think this is a placeholder to try to build up momentum for Villain Land. But it'll take, I think that's going to be ready in 2045. I don't know, somewhere around that time. But until that time, this will happen. But I tell you, you're right. I think I've never done the Lightning McQueen Racing Academy, just not my thing. But I will go see the Villain Land just to see that show.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be pretty cool. And also, I mean, look, Hollywood Studios, that's a lot of stuff to start to cram in a, and it gets packed. It gets packed in there. But to me, and this is going to be a hot take from Lonnie, and we're not going to talk about it today. I think Hollywood Studios is missing the mark because if you are like Gene and I and Kevin, when he hops on, big Star Wars fans, all the good stuff is happening in California. And I've always said, I was like, bring back the Star Wars fireworks. And I yell it from the rooftop. I go in the Hollywood Studios. Hey, y'all should bring back the fireworks, the Star Wars fireworks. Cast member looks at me like I got two heads. Yet they're going to California with them, right? So,
actually, do you know what I just heard on the Be Our Guest podcast the other night?
Mm-hmm.
You can sit in their Galaxy's Edge on any night that the regular fireworks are going on, and they play a whole Star Wars soundtrack to the regular Disneyland fireworks. If you're back in Galaxy's Edge, so the fireworks are going off like normal regular fireworks, but if you're back there, you have a whole different soundtrack.
What is this? What I'm talking about?
That's what I heard on.
You see what I'm talking about?
Let me just say, I heard that on the Be Our Guest podcast. So if I'm spreading false information, you blame Mike and Scotty and all of them because that's where I heard it. So that's what they said.
Hey, Gene, make sure that the lawyers know that we talked about the Be Our Guest podcast because I don't want them to come back and Mike sue us if we said that they were wrong about something. So make sure the lawyers know.
I was just
a special annotation in that for the lawyers.
I'm sourcing my data.
I know, but as we source, we don't want to be plagiarizing, right? So you sourced it right, but let's make sure we just put that in there from the lawyers. But to your point, that's pretty cool. And let me tell you something. I really miss the Star Wars nights they did, or Star Wars week. It was only one night, right? It was an after hours event, Star Wars after hours event. They're doing that in California now. They have that.
So why don't we jump down to everything happening in Disneyland then? Sound like
all right? I like it.
Okay. Before we get to Star Wars, though, I'm going to tell you a couple of other things that are happening at Disneyland, and then I'll let the two of you, the Star Wars gentlemen, and talk about all the fun Star Wars stuff. So, did you know that Disneyland is getting ready to celebrate their 70th anniversary?
Wow,
that's a long time.
70. That's older than me. So, on their celebration starts on May 16th, 2025, and they will be featuring the return of the Paint the Night Parade. Which, again, I was just talking about how much I really like the nighttime parade. So that's pretty exciting. And the debut of the new World of Color Happiness show. Oh, it's going to be happy. And that's going to be over at DCA, or Disney California Adventure. So two new things happening there. And then there's also going to be, and this I think is super cool, there's going to be Walt Disney, A Magical Life audio animatronic show. And this is going to be at the Main Street Opera House. And it's the first ever time that there's going to be an audio on animatronic. I cannot talk today, featuring Walt Disney. So that's pretty cool. Like you actually get to see Walt, I mean, well, not the Walt, but a version of Walt. I think that's going to be really special to see. So that's all coming, I guess, by the anniversary in May. So, which starts May 16th.
Really excited to see the animatronic of Walt. So glad the family gave him permission to do that.
Yeah.
I hope they just knock it out the park. I want, the best animatronic they can come up with. I want to see it.
But I think if there's ever one that they're going to make sure is perfect, it's going to be this one.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So other
exciting. You think it'd be better than the holographic Tupac?
I mean, I don't know, man. I didn't. Well, this is animatronic. If it was a hologram, then it'd be a little different. I'd be like, well, we good, right? So, but I just was talking about a little earlier. Season of the Force is coming back to Disneyland Park from March 28th through May 11th. The Fire of the Rising Moon's unique nighttime fireworks experience that is also in Galaxy's Edge in Disneyland, featuring music from the Star Wars film. And there is a narrative by a character known as Laura Reaver. Now, I don't know Laura Reaver. Gino say I don't watch Star Wars. If Kevin was here, he probably can talk about Laura Reaver's parents, his grandparents.
Which episode of
which episode he came from?
The Resistance Rising or whatever? Yeah.
All of that. Also, Disneyland is going to have Star Wars nights. Now, look.
That's sweet.
Cut the music because I want y'all to focus. Star Wars night, they had one in Disney World. Me and my wife and my daughter went to it. It was great. This was before Galaxy Edge opened, right? So my thoughts was when they opened Galaxy Edge, they would continue to do that. They have not, and I don't know why they don't do that. So I'm excited, and I'm going to actually go to one of these Star Wars nights to see if it's the same as we had at Disney World, and I'm going to report back to the Ducks and everyone else about it because I think that's a great thing. It has unique entertainment and experiences for guests. If you remember the last one, it had all the characters just roaming around taking pictures. They had special projections on Tower of Terror. They had special meals you can get. I mean, all of that was at Star Wars night. So I'm hoping to do the same thing there, but bigger and better in California. What do you think about that, Gene?
I'm fired up. I mean, yeah, that's a good thing. I'm all about some Star Wars.
In the offerings. I mean, it looks like they're only having a total of 8 nights. Did I read that right?
Yeah, and it's gonna sell out fast. I'm telling it's gonna sell out fast. So we have to, it's funny, the last Star Wars one that they had in there's a picture. I think I was telling Gene this as well. My daughter and I popped up on the Diz because they were actually sitting there talking and they had the camera up, and we walked right by, and I turned and of course I'm going to act like I didn't know I photobombed them, but I got him. I was in the video, and my daughter was there as well. So and then after they talked to us, and it was Craig, and I mean he was a cool guy. I said, "Man, I'm sorry I walked in your shot," and all that kind of stuff. So I'm hoping.
Breaking news, everybody! Lonnie photobombed someone. It's never happened before.
And Lonnie is not sorry that he messed up their shot.
I told him I was sorry, but actually I just said
lied.
I didn't want to lie, but I said, "Hey man, I'm sorry, Craig. I'm a fan. I didn't mean to walk in your camera, but in the back of my mind, I was thinking, I'm not sorry. He doesn't work there anymore. I'm like, you're another victim. No, he doesn't work there anymore. But I'm gonna send you that picture, Jody, for your records.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Funny. Dude, that's a wizard, man. I do not have a bad feeling about that at all. That's pretty cool.
I'm all up in that Star Wars. I'm telling you, I'm going for a night.
Well, that's exciting. Disneyland's going to have a pretty epic year next year, so good for them. All sorts of fun things happening there.
Did you see that they just had a new way to get into the park as well? They had this huge expansion. Like it hasn't opened yet. It's going to open next year. But the way the kiosks to get into the park, they've changed them. So they spend millions to put these new ones in to scan. So it, it's little glass doors that open, everything to kind of get in. So it's making it where it's supposed to be easier and quicker to get into the parks as well. So There you go. Disneyland gets the best.
Those thumb things that actually that'll get you the first time, not have to. Well,
yeah, it's different. Yeah, it's not even all that.
Wait,
It's screens actually, look like iPads on all these kiosks.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't even do thumbs up there, Lonnie, right? They did eyes, didn't we? They took your picture.
Well, now instead of having many people, I guess they're gonna have more just the screens being able to do it themselves,
mm-hmm.
and just instead of having each person there and the line backing up, it'll go quicker.
Yeah.
So
good.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
I just assumed it was like Disneyland. I mean Disney World with the scan your thumb.
No, there's no thumbprint there.
Yeah,
very bizarre.
It's like Clear, where they scan your eyes.
I don't want them scanning my eyes. They'd be knowing too much about you. They'll be like, "Sir, can you come to the side? You have sneaky eyes." They'll be like, "Who, me?
Beady eyes.
Like me? I'm like me." No.
Okay, well, if the parks aren't your thing and you rather spend some time out at the sea, Disney Cruise Line has some new things coming out. Some things that just launched at the end of 2024, but that are pretty exciting for 2025. Lonnie, you want to tell us anything about them? Or Jean, one of you?
So some news. The Treasure, a new ship, will be sailing starting in 2025. It actually started in December of 24. We actually have an upcoming show where somebody's going to talk a little bit about their experience. So look forward to that. Don't miss that. It should be fun, exciting, and new.
Oh, I like how you tied it in. People don't know, but I know what you're talking about.
So a new promo, which I think promos are kind of rare, but Disney Cruise Line is releasing a promo for Disney Plus subscribers where you can save 50% for third and fourth guests under 18. I'm not really happy about that because by the time I would be able to take one of these, my third and fourth, guests will not be 18. So I'm not happy about that, but I'm happy about it for you people that might have kids, travelers under 18.
And listen,
who? For who?
My friends.
No, you said something else after that.
I said my friends who might have travelers, guests, whatever that are under 18.
Right before that. Right before that.
Know. What?
You said you people. I'm like, who people?
Stop it. You people.
Who are you calling you people?
Who are you calling you people? Stop it. If Lonnie edits this, that's going to make it into the bloopers.
We're falling apart. I'm just going to go on the record. I have never seen Disney Cruise Line do a discount on sailings before. I've heard them do the silly 50% off your deposit, which isn't a discount because you still owe the money. You just owe it later. So I've never understood like, wow, it's 50% off your deposit. I'm like, wait, that's not 50% off my sailing. That just means I don't have to pay the same amount of a deposit right now. That's not really savings. I have never seen them do an actual quote unquote sale like this. Sale, get it? Ha, ha. That was great, Jody. A sale. This seems crazy to me. So for Disney Plus subscribers, opportunity for 50% off for those sailing who are under the age of 18. And I, like you, Jean, I will have one who is under the age of 18. But
it's crazy. You can get a month, right, for like $11.99 and use that and qualify, I guess, for this special. Yeah. I mean, that is, and then you're saving and a lot of money for 50% off, right? So that's actually, like you said, unheard of. I mean, and I say it's unheard of as well because the cruise lines aren't suffering. It's not like they not have enough people. In fact, the cruise lines, to me, I think they have like a money tree up in an atrium somewhere, or they're printing. I mean, they're making money on that cruise. So, yeah, that's a strong discount.
Yeah, I know. Anything to save money, I'm all about it.
Yeah.
Well, that's all I had for things that are happening in 2025. Did you guys have anything else that you know of happening next year? Or I guess this year. It is 2025.
No, I'm just excited about what's coming to 2025. I did mean it when I say it, that my expectation is for 2025, I will probably be spending more time at Disneyland. Just have more opportunity to do it. Disney World, of course, will always be home, right? But I think I'll be in California a good bit enough to kind of take part in that. And I'm also considering running the Halloween races as well in at Disneyland. So it's going to be an interesting time next year in Disneyland. All that's happening there, be a part of that celebration. And at the same time, seeing all the stuff that's going to be starting to transpire in regards to construction at Disney World. So it's going to be a good 2025 for a Disney fan.
And listen, we're starting 2025 off on the perfect foot. We all get to be together. So that's the best part about 2025, starting January off right.
Yeah.
That I think is the highlight of all of it.
Yeah, seeing Gene run Dopey, I mean, I love that. And I'm going to tell you something else I'm looking at. I'm wondering what our friends down the street in Orlando, what they're opening their new park will do to promotions at Disney World if we see people start to move and migrate over there to see what's new. If that will, one, speed up construction on some of the lands and things like Villain Land, America's over in Animal Kingdom. Will they start to speed that up or speed up some of these other things that bring some new intellectual properties in the park to try to keep up with our friends down the street? So, the theme park wars in 2025 is going to be, awesome. It'll be awesome for us on the back end as they kind of navigate this new environment where Universal is not just a little brother anymore.
Yep.
Yep. Gene, anything you excited about besides spending time with me and Jody and Tim and everybody else?
Yeah, no, I'm super excited about that. I'm trained up, ready to go. Looking forward to Tron that I haven't experienced before. Looking forward to some things I hadn't been there a couple of years. So not like you guys that go every other weekend. It's a little different for me. So looking forward to it. It's going to be good. Looking forward to not riding Dino.
You smell that, Jody? You smell that? Smells like hateration in here. Those haters are my motivators.
Oh, goodness gracious. Well, I think 2025 is going to be great. And I'm glad, like I said, I'm glad we're kicking it off together.
Yep.
All right. Well, let's kick off 2025 and make all of you laugh a little bit. So, Lonnie, I'm going to pick on you first. Do you have anything to make us laugh starting off the new year?
What do you take someone who's been in a peekaboo accident? The ICU.
What exactly is a peekaboo accident?
Peekaboo, pick yourself an eye. I don't know, man, but you got to go to the ICU for it.
Yeah, for sure. So that's funny that you say it like that because my son and I are we're going to go to the eye doctor tomorrow. After that, we'll see.
Well, I on New Year's Eve, it was right about midnight, and Tim's like messing around in the kitchen, and he started fixing some breakfast. I'm like, "What are you doing? Why are you fixing breakfast? It's midnight." And he said, "Oh, I just want to start New Year's with a toast."
I mean, that makes sense.
I mean, Tim is wise beyond his years.
I mean, brilliant.
For sure.
So
yeah, go ahead,
you guys. If you enjoyed tonight's show, we greatly appreciate it. Thanks for putting up with us in our zany antics. Remember, guys, if you like what you hear, or you give us 5 stars on your algorithm of choice, right? So help us out, helps the podcast. We're gonna need some help because we said some stuff here, or Gene did, that might get us in trouble. So,
hey, you guys,
hot off the presses, the lawyer is gonna be really, really busy. And I'm pretty sure they already were typing away. So this is going to drain our legal fund. But I think it's better that we just take care of it now. So, Gene, what do the lawyers have to say?
This episode of Disney with the Ducks is a whirlwind of excitement as Gene, Jody, and Lonnie explored all the updates coming to Walt Disney World, Disneyland, and Disney Cruise Line in 2025. We covered everything from Epcot's Broadway Magic and Magic Kingdom's new nighttime parade to Disneyland's 70th anniversary celebration, complete with animatronic Walt Disney himself. And don't forget those rare Disney Cruise Line promos that'll make your Disney Plus subscription finally feel like an investment. Meanwhile, John, Jeff, and Kevin had more pressing matters to attend to. John was brushing up on his villain show trivia. Kevin was hosting a private focus group to rate Galaxy Edge's firework music, and Jeff was allegedly negotiating a churro sponsorship deal for the podcast. Priorities, folks. Special shout out to our friends at the Be Our Guest podcast. Scotty G, don't sue us. You're the real MVP of the Disney podcast world. We know you'd be right there booking those Disneyland Star Wars nights faster than we can say Laura Reaver, whoever that might be. Listener discretion is advised. This episode may result in severe Disney FOMO, a sudden craving to experience Spaceship Earth's new lounge, or impromptu Googling of Star Wars-themed fireworks narrated by Laura Reaver. Again, who is that? Jean's encyclopedic expertise, Jody's thoughtful insights, and Lonnie's enthusiasm will either inspire your next Disney adventure or at least entertain you while you daydream about it. As always, Disney with the Ducks is not responsible for spontaneous vacation bookings, overexcited children, or anyone trying to sneak onto the Disney treasure dressed as a pirate. Listener discretion has been, will be advised, and we'll see you real soon.
Well, y'all don't have to go home, but y'all got to get out of here and make sure you turn the lights off on your way out.
Peace out, friends.
Later, people. Later, you people.
Okay, you don't have to be like that. You don't have to be like that. Do you
were too busy. You were too busy eating your popcorn.
Are you hungry, Jody? Because you're not the same when you're hungry.
You were too busy eating your popcorn. Don't blame me. You were eating your popcorn.
I mean, I was trying to give you some popcorn. Okay, we're gonna save that.